Hello YouTube, Vlogging Eric's Rants here, and this week it is with a heavy heart that I talk about the crash that claimed the life of rising IndyCar star Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson was killed when a piece of the nose cone from Sage Karam's wrecked race car collided with his head, knocking him unconscious. Justin Wilson never woke up and died within 24 hours. It is the first death in the IndyCar series since Dan Wheldon was killed instantly in 2011 after his head hit a catch fencing post during a horrifying 15-car pile-up in the Las Vegas race that also injured Will Power, J.R. Hildebrand and Pippa Mann. This was probably the full stop on a season that has seen some truly frightening crashes in IndyCar, including wild flips for Helio Castroneves, Joseph Newgarden, Ed Carpenter, Ryan Briscoe and Charlie Kimball, and a near fatality earlier in the year including James Hinchcliffe after a major artery in his thigh was pierced up by debris from a crash. This is a truly tragic situation, and my heart goes out to the families of Sage Karam and Justin Wilson, as well as everybody who's been affected by this great tragedy. I do have to wonder though, what could we do to try and reduce the possibility of this happening again? There have been a few ideas. One of them is a roll cage-like structure, not unlike we see in the dragsters, but something does need to be done. This, of course, isn't the first fatality in an open cockpit car, mainly IndyCar and Formula One, that involves blunt force trauma to the head. Dan Wheldon and Jules Bianchi immediately come to mind. I do note though that open cockpit car drivers have a tendency to suffer a lot of head injuries with objects hitting them, their exposed heads. Felipe Massa, Dan Wheldon, Jules Bianchi, Justin Wilson, the list goes on. And maybe a roll cage similar to what the dragsters have could help. That being said, the idea that closing the cockpit of these cars, while in principle could be very handy, does have its own set of safety issues. Mainly, and I've seen this with closed wheel, closed cockpit cars, the drivers can be trapped in their cars and not be able to get out and get killed or hurt while being trapped. This is perhaps the biggest problem. Additionally, the closing of the cockpit could be troublesome for very tall drivers, like Justin Wilson, who was 193 centimeters tall, or Graham Rahal at 188 centimeters tall. They're two examples of drivers who could be inconvenienced by a closed cockpit. Safety has been a major thing in IndyCar, and it also seems drivers get hurt and killed in IndyCar far more frequently than in most other major motorsport series. Motorsport is dangerous, I know, but it seems especially dangerous in the IndyCar series, where the banking of the ovals, exposure of the drivers, how easily the cars fly over one another, how easily they flip, seem to make IndyCar more dangerous than most other motorsports. I do wonder if having flaps, not like those roof flaps you see on NASCARs, would have any effect on keeping IndyCars out of the catch fencing, where drivers are more likely to die and fans are more likely to be hurt. Just look at Kyle Larson or Austin Dillon's crashes at Daytona. Larson's last year, Austin's earlier this year, or Dario Franchitti's career-ending crash a couple of years ago. I think in terms of danger for fans especially, rallying is the only other major motorsport where fans are in greater danger than IndyCar or NASCAR on some ovals. And I'll be honest, when it comes to rallying, you have to be brave and stupid at the same time, in probably equal measure, to watch most of those rallies. I've seen how close those fans get, and how close they get to being hurt or killed in rallying crashes. Oriol Servia will be driving Justin Wilson's car in his memory, and 6 people have had their lives saved by the organs donated by Justin, so there is some great news. Tony Stewart also gave Justin Wilson's family his plane. I think that is a major symbolic gesture from Tony Stewart. I also say, please support Sage Karam. He's going through a very rough time at the moment and he needs all the support he can get. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, share this video, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel and have a great day everyone.